Chiqui. Hi.
Quizás él pensaba que estaba viéndose como un modelo, pero yo lo vi como una vaca desparramada.
Chiqui.
Мама, что ты так переживаешь?
Нет, вспомнила просто.
Literally, you have within like 48 hours to change my mind, or I'm literally leaving. Who the do you think you are? Bye, little child. I'm passionate. You're cold. I need a simple woman. I am not her. Don't be
Я
sad.
хочу выйти. Помнила это, мне не очень хорошо.
I always have to discover from other people.
In a
I
lifetime
need
bachelor
a
party
ticket
that you're
back.
getting this.
That's the way it feels.
I
That's
didn't-
the way it feels, you know. You made me.
Let me finish my
angry.
sentence.
I'm staying with Rob because it's not necessarily, he didn't cheat on me.
What?
Okay, where are you going?
Ellos piensan que es fácil. Es fácil.
She
Vos trata más a un perro y un gato, trata de que sean mejores que una persona humana. Tú prefieres pagar a una veterinaria $130 que enviar $100 para mi casa, para mi familia.
Hey everybody, welcome back to 9 Day Fiance. So we're on season 10, episode 8. So let's get started on this recap. So we're going to start with Clayton and Anali first. So Clayton shows Anali a small pool that they're going to use to bathe his guinea pigs. Anali says that he can practically fit in the pool himself. And I feel like this girl loves bullying him. And Clayton even says that no, he's too fat to fit in there because the water's going to like splash out. But like, girl, so unnecessary. But after this, she tells us that she's okay with Clayton having pets, but she didn't like that she had to come so far to basically clean up everything, and that is his responsibility and not hers. And I do understand where she's coming from, like pets are not for everyone, and if she made that clear to him that he shouldn't be making her bathe his pets and such. So they bring up Brandy, and apparently she just went right back home after all of that. But Anali says that she was hard on her without even knowing her, and I agree, like she should have definitely brought up her thoughts and concerns a bit later. Dumping all your hate on this girl then running away was just crazy immature. So Clayton says that he wants to go talk to her, and then Anali decides to leave to go talk to her mom. So we find out that Anali's mom has been sick for 8 years and has been dealing with a lot of health conditions. So Anali feels the need to like pick either family or love. So she brings up to her mom, Clayton making her clean after the guinea pigs because he's allergic. And also she tells her about his sister and how she doesn't even know how hard it was for her to leave her family in Peru for him. Then her mom starts breaking down, saying that she left her all alone for the love of her boyfriend and that now she feels lonely because she doesn't have her with her. And basically she wants her to be happy in America so she can feel fine in Peru. And you guys, this scene just made me want to cry because I love and adore my mother. And if she said that to me, I will hop on the next plane back home to see her. Like, I don't care anymore. So now they're heading to Indiana for two things. One is to have some alone time, and the second is to go see his sister, Brandy. Clayton is saying bye to his dogs and calling one of them a chunky boy, and Anali says the same about Clayton. Like, this is the second time she's bringing up his body. Like, girl, if you want him to work out and get fit, then just say that.
Coco chunker boy. You're a chunker boy.
You're a chunky boy.
You chunk.
Yeah, me.
So they meet up with Brandy at this apple orchard, and she says that she invited them because she felt bad about how she reacted. So it's a bit awkward at first, but Brandy apologized for the way she reacted, and Anali accepted her apology. Her excuse was that it was too much information at once, so she ended up taking it all out on her since she couldn't take it out on Clayton since that's her baby. Like, girl, shut up. So then Anali decides to write on her phone her thoughts to Brandy.
For me, it was very difficult to leave my country, mainly for my mother, because she is in very delicate health and without someone to accompany her. So when you said that I was just here for a green card, I really wanted to cry at that moment because it was hard for me to leave my mother alone.
Like, yeah, Brandy, don't you feel like an asshole now? Anyways, everything's all good now. So now Clayton takes Anali and him to this hotel for the sole purpose of them f***ing. So Clayton sets up everything, and to be honest, it doesn't even look romantic. Like, what about some petals or music or some nightlights to kind of like set the mood instead of like the cheap candles? Anyways, Anali comes in and she does not look impressed. You guys, she said he looks like a cow all splayed out. Girl. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing, but that's so mean.
Chiqui. Hi.
Clayton estaba esperándome. Quizás él pensaba que estaba viéndose como un modelo, pero yo lo vi como una vaca desparramada.
So Clayton starts by giving her a massage, and she doesn't look into it at all. So then he asks her if he can turn off the lights, and she says yes, but she's ready to go to sleep. And Clayton's like, what? So he says that he doesn't want to pressure her into sex, but it's important in a relationship, and he finds it weird that she doesn't want to have sex with him. And basically that's where their segment ends. Okay, now for Nikki and Justin. So they make it to his family's house, and Nikki tells us that they're both going to do their best to not show that they just had a huge fight 10 minutes earlier. So we see Justin's stepdad and his mom. She gives Nikki a big hug, and she's smiling a lot. She tells us that she was surprised when they got back together because Justin was clearly suffering after the breakup, and it took him 2 years to overcome the stress. So his mom starts showing her a photo book, and it includes pictures of them together, and you can see that his mom still valued Nikki even after the breakup. So Nikki asks if his mom would be okay with him leaving for America, and she says that she would be very worried because the last time that he went, he came back very upset and very worried. So now the thought of that is making her cry, so she decides to go outside to calm down for a bit. And Nikki gets emotional and says that she doesn't want things to repeat because everybody's so invested in their relationship. So back outside, Justin does his best to calm her down, and then they head back inside. So she basically says that because he'll be far away, it's going to hurt her, and Nikki reassures her that he's going to be in good hands. Okay. So then after that, they hug it out. Nikki then asks her how did she come to accept that she is trans, and Justin's mom says that every person chooses on their own who they want to be and what is better for them. And basically she says that she supports them.
And she will be supported too.
Spasiba. So I think I know the answer, but I really just want to double check with both of you. So we do. Do we have your blessing to get married?
But I don't know, because I feel like if I was his mom, I wouldn't let that slide, okay? You lied to my son, you changed his name, you dragged him to another country without telling him the truth in an honest way, and also you're always pressuring him for sex. Like, girl, you would have gotten these hands, not these tears. Anyways, that's the end of their segment. Okay, now for Gino and Jasmine. So remember in the last episode, Jasmine found everything Gino kept from his past relationship, and also that he had a bachelor party with strippers. So now we're starting off with Gino basically saying that having kept those things wasn't a big deal, and Jasmine was just overreacting. So then Jasmine comes in and asks him point blank what he did the day before she arrived to America, and Gino says that he didn't do anything the day before. And then Jasmine mentions some of his friends, and then he was like, oh, you're talking about my bachelor party. Well, what's up with that? Like, Gino, how do you actually forget about that? So Jasmine was like, I get it, I had one, so you had one, but why didn't you tell me? And Gino says that he didn't want her to be pissed off or stressed the day before she came, plus is coming to have a bachelor party in America. Jasmine then asks when he was going to tell her, and he says that he wasn't planning on telling her unless she asks. Oh, Gino, why?
I wasn't really going to tell you unless you asked. I mean, if you would ask me about it,
how the heck would I ask about you? How would I know?
Sometimes he gets on my nerves. So then he finally admits that his bachelor party was at a strip club, and Jasmine asks if he touched any girls, and he said no. And then they cut to him touching girls and having the time of his life. Oh my gosh, you guys, that part was so funny. So now they're arguing, and y'all already know how this shit goes. So basically, Jasmine says that she doesn't want to marry him anymore, blah blah blah. Gino says that she's overreacting over a simple trip, blah blah blah. She throws the ring and says that she wants to go back home, blah blah blah. The end. Okay, now for Sophie and Rob. So they're leaving together, and Sophie tells us that what he did wasn't technically cheating, and it wasn't worth throwing everything away. Like, girl, why did you leave then? What? And you guys remember earlier when she said that if this happened when she was in England, that she would have left him?
I'm staying with Rob because he didn't cheat on me. He did something he knew would hurt me, and it sucks, but I don't think what he's done is worth throwing us away.
If I was back in England, I would have left this guy. He would have been history. Goodbye. I would have gone to my mum's or my friends. See you never.
Be consistent. At the very least, be consistent. But she admits that it doesn't look realistic for them to get married in 90 days. So it's the next day, and he surprises her by taking her to this nice house on the beach. Sophie really likes it, but she says that she would have preferred if he was just nicer to her. And yeah, I agree, but I feel like this is also a pretty good start. So now it's nighttime, and they're talking about the relationship, and Rob basically says that he will do better, and he apologizes for doing all of that stuff because it wasn't appropriate. Okay, Rob. He's gonna do it again, you guys. Just watch. Sophie accepts his apology, but she says that she'll forgive, but she won't forget. Okay, Sophie. They're both so annoying.
If anything like this happens again, like, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not, we're actually together now. I'm in America. You have no excuse. Like, I have no reason to give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm here, So I'm like, if you do anything like it, like, I'm gonna be gone.
So now we move on to Sophie calling her mom, and her mom asks what's been going on. And Sophie lets her know that they're back together. And her mom is so over it because one day Sophie's in love with him and the next day she hates him. And Sophie's like, no, this will be the last time. And you guys, the relationship is just so toxic. Anyways, we found out that Sophie secretly tracks his phone to make sure he isn't cheating. Like, girl, how do you know that he's not bringing girls into the house? So then Sophie's mom says that she has looked for flights and that she's going to be coming either in a week or 2 weeks. And now Sophie's worried about their interaction. Okay, now for Devin and Nick. So Devin and Nick are going back to America to meet Devin's parents. So they meet them and they look like very nice people. So Nick notices that he's the only Asian person there and it feels very overwhelming. I kind of feel bad for him. Like, I wonder after the marriage if they continue planning on living there or moving somewhere else where it's more diverse. Anyways, that's where their segment ends. Okay, very short segment. Okay, last but not least, Manuel and Ashley. So Ashley has a lot of errands to run that day, so she wants to take Manuel with her so he can also get out of the house. But a small argument starts with coffee, okay? Out of everything they could have argued about, they argued about coffee. So it's because she wants to go and get some, and Manuel thinks that she drinks way too much. He says that she drinks 2 to 3 a day, every day, and if you add that up over the month, then she's spending a lot of money on coffee. But what gets me is that he's worried about the money aspect of it and not her health. Because isn't drinking that much bad for you? So now they start arguing about how if she cuts down on coffee, then she'll be saving money. And I can't really add any input here because I'm horrible at saving money. But I guess coming from someone with horrible spending issues, I feel like it'll be important to have someone else who can kind of like check you at times to help you save money. So now they're driving and Ashley needs Manuel to hold her coffee, and while he's holding it, she opens a can of coffee. And now Manuel throws a fit. And you know what? I would too. Because first of all, why the hell are you drinking that much? Second of all, how are you going to ask me to hold your coffee and then open up another one? Like, girl, let's be for real. She clearly has an addiction and she needs help.
Ya, okay, toma café, toma café. Pero tiene un café acá. ¿Qué necesidad tienes de abrir otro café y tomarte los dos? Si no, estás con un café en la mano, con otro café en la otra mano y manejando. ¿Qué eres, pulpo?
So now Ashley calls her friend to complain about Manuel with him sitting right there. And I just find that so rude, and I honestly hate when she does that. So Manuel says that she's talking to her friends as if he's not there, knowing damn well that he doesn't understand English. And it's kind of stressing him out because she doesn't consider him in that sense. And I 100% agree with him, and I feel like they're both problematic as fuck. So now it's another day, and they meet up with Ashley's friends. They go to this candle making place, and then they sit down to talk. The conversation of sending money back to Ecuador gets brought up, and Ashley confirms that, yeah, she has already started sending it. So she says that it's a point of tension in the relationship because she doesn't understand sending money to a parent or a child, and that is definitely a culture thing. Yeah, it is. So they ask Manuel how he feels about it, and he basically says that it's her money and she worked for it, and that she's helping him now, but when the time comes, then he'll help her, like, you know, paying Ashley back and everything. So apparently Manuel's baby mama isn't taking care of his kids like she's supposed to be, and so now he has to do more to make sure that they're taken care of. So Ashley asks Manuel if he expects them to be sending money to his family every month, and he's like, yes, about $300 a month. $300 is a lot of money to be paying monthly, you guys. That's a lot of money. So then Manuel gets upset at her friends and basically doesn't want them in him and Ashley's business. He says that he used to make $600 a month and half of it went to his family to make sure that they're okay with their needs and also when they get sick. And I kind of get where he's coming from. Like, being the breadwinner of your family means you have to take care of them. Like, he is a father, and so it makes sense that he wants to send money back home to help his kids out. But I strongly feel like this is something that he should have brought way ahead of time. So then her friends grill him a bit, and that sets him off. And he says that Ashley spends money on her pets, but it's a problem for his family. And I can see why he's upset, but a key factor here is that it's her money to do as she pleases. But you know, I can still understand why he's angry, because in his point of view, she'd rather spend money making sure her pets are okay than his family's okay. But also, these are her pets, and that's not her family. Anyways, Manuel storms out, and that's where this segment ends. So that's the end of this video. Let me guys know what you thought in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!